Is absolutely packed to capacity, 50,000 people, and I can tell you there's a lot of nervous Kiwis in the ground. Great anticipation amongst all the New Zealanders over here, and of course amongst the All Blacks as well, that this could possibly be the day that rugby history is set, the first All Black team to win a test series in South Africa. It's a lovely day, beautiful day in fact, not a breath of wind, and as you can see the sun shining, just over 20 odd degrees, maybe 25 degrees, and we're just awaiting the arrival of the two sides on to the field, and Sean Fitzpatrick of course will bring the All Black team out, and I would imagine they'll get a pretty good reception. It'll be nothing though compared with the reception that Gary Teichmann and the Springboks get. Joining me in the commentary, Bernie McCahill. Bit nervous, Bernie?
Yeah, a bit nervous up at the commentary box as well, Grant. It's exciting times, isn't it? Just waiting for the guys to come out in the field and wait for kick-off on such a special occasion for all of New Zealand, really. And I hope the guys are on the button and ready to do the job for us.
Well, just a bit of a delay in getting the two sides onto the field. We've seen a couple of curtain raisers here. We just had a match between the Scottish schools and the South African schools, won by the South Africans 16-7. There's our referee for today, Didier Mene, and the first chance we get to see Sean Fitzpatrick, Justin Marshall behind him, Simon Culhane. Big day for these guys. Sean Fitzpatrick's been there many, many times before, of course, but not on too many bigger occasions than this. Bit of release of tension with the heavy breathing is Michael Jones, Glenn Osborne, and last man out, as he prefers to be, is Jeff Wilson. And now they run through onto Loftus Versfeld. Perhaps rather muted applause for the All Blacks. They've only ever played once here before in a test match against the Springboks. That was back in 1970, and they lost that quite convincingly by 17-6, but they were here last year during the World Cup and had a big win over Scotland. Three Frenchmen officiating today, Didier Mene in the middle, Patrick Thomas and Roger Duhau.
The atmosphere building now as people waiting for the Springboks to come out. It all adds to the tension, doesn't it?
Very shortly we'll see Gary Teichmann. So much on Gary Teichmann today, with Francois Pienaar still out with injury. Going through the tunnel, and you'll hear the reception. Well, a tremendous din as the Springboks come onto the park. There's Joost van der Westhuizen, one of the local heroes. Many people in this part of the world, in Pretoria, Northern Transvaal, can't understand that he hasn't been in the Springbok team all season. Andre Joubert from Natal, a real danger man for the All Blacks. Joubert, with his ability to run. And, well, the All Blacks have been plagued by bad weather through much of the season. There's Danny van Scheltwyk. They really do get a hard ground today in perfect conditions.
Let's hope the boys get the ball early, keep control of it, Grant, and are able to use it wisely.
Just waiting now for the national anthems. You'll see the All Blacks taking on a lot of water today. It is warm. The shadows will start to creep across the ground, and by half-time, the shadow of the grandstand should be about halfway across the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem.
So this is the side the South Africans have finally settled on after a lot of toing and froing during the week. Jaupi Mulder definitely out, replaced again by Andre Schneemann. One at halfback, local hero Jes van der Westhuizen takes over from Johan Roux. The forward pack remains unchanged from Durban, with number 8 Gary Teichmann, again the Springbok captain. So that's the South African lineup, and now Zinzan Brook to lead the All Black haka. Plenty of feeling in the All Black haka. Now let's look at the New Zealand team. No changes to the All Blacks from last week, with Simon Culhane still there in place of Andrew Mertens and Glenn Osborne still out on the left wing side. A very stable look about this All Black team these days. In fact, 6 of this pack played here at Loftus against the junior Springboks in 1992. And Sean Fitzpatrick today captains the All Blacks for the 42nd time in a test match. And there is the New Zealand captain. Big responsibility on him, obviously, in the build-up to the game. His 82nd test. And we're almost set to go. Referee Didier Menet from France. And the Springboks, there's no wind here, so there's no point in talking about advantage in the first half. And Joel Stransky to get the game underway. The second test match at Pretoria. Taken down by Zinzan Brook for the All Blacks. Nicely channeled too for Justin Marshall. He gets an early field but offside.
I'm sure we're going to see a big start from the South Africans wanting to get involved early in the game.
Offside.
They're going to be up tough on the All Blacks all day, up offside if they can get away with it. Keep the pressure on as much as they can.
Simon Culhane then to drill it down the touchline. You'll notice here at altitude the ball tends to go further. So the all-important first line out of the game. This match coming to you exclusively live on Sky from Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria. Coming for Stransky. Dragged down on a good tackle by Robin Brook. Van der Westhuizen. Away for Van Skeltvik. Early test for Christian Cullen, but he's well clear of any players. Takes it quickly. Referee playing an advantage. The All Blacks playing at pace already. Marshall. Away for Culhane, gets into the gap. 10-metre line All Black territory where Simon Culhane sets it. All Blacks blasting over the top. Away for Glenn Osborne, playing at first 5-8. Sees a gap. They're going to play this game at real speed. Marshall has Culhane there for the little kick through. They're all onside, these guys. Andre Fenter is number 7. Van der Westhuizen for Stransky. They've got a line up here. Joubert. Schneeman. Tackle made by Marshall. Stransky's there, just out from the 22. Van der Westhuizen. All Blacks have rearranged the back line now. Ruben Kruger. Tackle made by Culhane. Now Teichmann. Strong All Black defence. Van der Westhuizen, change of tactics. Lobs it in behind Jeff Wilson. Did brilliantly to get up and hack it away downfield. Real skill shown by Wilson. Now Stransky looks for a drop kick. Changes his mind. Away for Andrews. Up to Van der Westhuizen. Supports there from Joubert. Desperate defence by the All Blacks. Up for Andrews. Tries to sneak through. They're right close by. Hannes Stradum. Again they hold him up. They've got it down. Hannes Stradum. What a start by the Box.
What a start to the game, in fact. 3 minutes old and it's been in play almost all of that time. The guys will be lucky to get a breather. Van der Westhuizen shown his strength to get down the sideline, kick the ball in play. Joubert taking it close to the line, and from there they just pound away. Mark Andrews first of all picking up and driving close. They had the numbers all the time. The All Black defence is hanging off, just waiting, going and trying to kill the ball. Too many on the ground perhaps to stop it, and then the charge. Just see the ball sneak over the line.
Looked as though he'd been held up, Hannes Stradum, but he managed somehow to wriggle his way through. A bit of help from his friends behind him, and he got it down. Referee's in very good position. Monsieur Menet and number 4, Hannes Stradum of Transvaal, gets the first try, and the Box lead by 5-0. And boy, are they happy about that. So now Joel Stransky.
The All Blacks are in for a big battle, Grant. They know they're going to have to put up with this for a long, long time, absorb all the pressure. The Springboks are a wounded side. Their pride's been dented, and they will be throwing everything at the All Blacks from the outset until they can't stand any longer.
Stransky. It's away. It hits the uprights. So no goal from Joel Stransky, but it's 5 points to 0. The All Blacks do have a player being attended to way across on the far side, Bernie. And I suspect it's Frank Bunce. He's taking a long time. There he is, coming back. Larama Iramia was warming up, but not required as yet. So 5-0. Simon Culhane. Stradum gets up, taps it wildly. Van der Westhuizen to Van Skeltbeek. And he's a bit of a hero here, the boy from Northern Transvaal. They've got 6 Northern Transvaalers in the team, and he's one of them. It was a bit wild from Stradum, but he did the job okay in the end. I think this might be the first line out. No, the second line out of the game.
Okay. Such an important part of the game these days to win your own ball.
Creeps through the hands of Ian Jones, but Michael Jones secures it. Marshall punches it into the box. Osborne leading the charge through. Fell over though. Good tackle by Kronfeld. I think they've turned Justin Swart. Yes, they have. Good work by the All Blacks. Now Walter Little. Marshall coming rather slowly. Osborne. Oh, he hasn't got much support. They're waiting on the blind side for him. Van der Westhuizen away for Fenter. Teichmann. They've started very strongly. Now Kruger. Almost stolen away by Zinzan Brook.
Not on is green. Block scrum.
The All Blacks just not quite settled into their game at this stage. Some of the passing not quite accurate or sharp enough. Getting themselves into a little bit of trouble. Allowing the Springbok backline to get up quick and make their tackles.
It's a big Springbok forward pack.
Wait for the ball. Wait for me. I tell you. I tell you.
Fox losing the ball forward after it had been well controlled.
Quick.
Rather an unsteady scrum. Taken away by Brook. Trying to lay it off behind him. He's done that. Away for Kronfeld. He'll run straight at the opposition. Stolen away by the looks of things. Yes, it is. Tromp to Strensky. Dangerous looking kick through. Cullen and Van Skeltbeek. Snapped up by Jeff Wilson. Referee playing an advantage All Blacks way. Could open up for Glenn Osborne. Away goes Osborne. A supporter's there from Michael Jones. Straight away for Zinzan. This will stay in the field of play. Ian Jones gets up. Taken out by Swart. 22-metre line Springbok territory. 5-0 the Springboks lead. Now Stransky sailing away downfield.
A long walk back for the All Blacks after scampering in defence and then getting right up to the opposition 22. Only to turn the ball over and Stransky to return it with interest. These boys will be tied at the end of the game.
Something of a villain last week. Joel Stransky missed a lot of kicks at goal. So Sean Fitzpatrick, the first throw through the hands of Ian Jones. He's the key man. Gets up, beautifully done, Ian Jones. Just struggling a bit to get into this game, the All Blacks. Haven't had much continuity as yet. This is a lot better effort though from the forwards as it's laid back. Marshall straight across for Little. Running it straight back to the forwards again. Tapped through by Culhane, skillful little kick. Looked to be impeded as he went after it. Joubert there quickly though. Taken out by Van der Westhuizen. Swart coming quickly. That's a lovely kick. No, it's back in field. Christian Cullen has it. So now, what can he set up from here? Gets it almost up to the 10-metre line. Marshall sees a gap. Justin Marshall loves to run. Just got the ankle tipped. Now they're in Springbok territory. Frank Bunce up for Olo Brown. Away goes Big Olo. 10-metre line Springbok territory. Culhane feeds it for Osborne. Gets away from Schneemann. Tremendous continuity in this game so far. Marshall diving through, and offside is Teichmann. Marshall takes it quickly. And they'll take the extra 10 metres, and I think they'll kick for goal here, surely.
I don't know about the players, Grant, but if this pace keeps up, I think I might be more tired with them at the end of the game. The continuity has been impressive from both sides. I think the New Zealanders are kicking averagely at the moment, giving the Springboks a chance to counter-attack. When we keep the ball close in the hand and run at them, we're making good inroads.
It's a very fit All Black team. And I think they believe that at this pace they can last the game better than the Springboks. So first chance of the day for Simon Culhane. 10 minutes gone in the game. That's well away to the right. So an early miss for Simon Culhane. 5-0. Springboks lead. This match coming to you exclusively live on Sky. Stransky. Waiting for the bounces, Wilson. Immediately across for Culhane. Shifting it away to Little. Walter Little, one of the more elusive runners. Marshall. Springboks getting up very quickly. Marshall gets away though. Beautiful run by Marshall. Now he's got them lined one way or the other. Finds Robin Brooke. Away for Ian Jones. And Jeff Wilson. What a superb try for Jeff Wilson.
Oh, that is pretty to watch. That is rugby at its best. It doesn't come any better. The handling, the running, the commitment, attack and defence. Look at the reserves on the sideline. Great try. Watch Walter Little here. Got himself into a spot of bother. Had to cut back against the traffic. When he got to Marshall, look how he got outside Andrews. That's where the try came. And then he just took off. Beats 3 or 4 guys on the way. Inside and out. Opens up looking for a support. It came in the form of Robin Brooke, who passed, which looked a bit forward. But ref said play on. Ian Jones' last pass to Jeff Wilson. Simple try.
Conversion is made by Culhane. And Jeff Wilson, with his 13th test try, and the conversion by Simon Culhane, gives the All Blacks the lead by 7-5. There was a bit of doubt about the pass from Brooke to Jones. There was no doubt about the last pass, though. Perfectly legal. And Jeff Wilson gallops in for his second try of the series. And now there's real concern about one of the All Black loose forwards. I suspect it's Michael Jones who's down.
Zinzan Brooke, I think.
Zinzan Brooke.
Yeah, Michael Jones and Josh Cronford are both up. Andrew Glower's on the sideline warming up.
Stransky with the restart. Zinzan Brooke is up. 7-5. What a test match we've had so far. Referee playing an advantage New Zealand's way. Marshall, who's made a big impact in this game already. And the kick's just a little bit too far. You mentioned earlier, didn't you, Bernie? Justin Marshall and Simon Culhane had to click today. And Marshall certainly started very, very well.
He certainly has. His running is so incisive. He's so big and strong that he manages to break tackles. Simon Culhane outside him, hoping for a good ride to set his back line alight.
Got another hold up here. I think one of the Springbok players needs some attention. Further opportunity for Zinzan Brooke. Look as they take quite a severe knock. Oz Durant. A lot of controversy about him playing in the last test match in Durban after being stretchered from the field in Cape Town.
He couldn't be tried already, could he, Grant?
Well, it's obviously a very heavily strapped knee, but they may be looking at the other leg. He's only 23 years of age.
I think there might have been a bit of cat and mouse play there. I see Hannah Stridham receiving attention down the far end of the field.
Now let's have a look here. This pass from Robin Brooke to Ian Jones might have been a bit suspect. The referee was in good position though, and he said fair enough.
Stay bound, please.
Very stable All Black scrum. Marshall not getting a great deal of distance into this kick. Wilson leading the charge after it. Ball bounces very high on these grounds. Falls for Henry Tromp, the Springbok hooker, playing in his second test match in front of his home crowd. Van der Westhuizen could see a gap. Runs smack into his opposite number, and it was late.
Justin Marshall not too happy with that. There'll be no love lost out there, I guess, between halfbacks.
No, both very aggressive players. Van der Westhuizen coming the blind side. There was a big gap there for him. And, well, marginal. And he made a pretty good job of the fall too.
It certainly looks a lot slower and slow motion, like a lot later. In real life, it didn't seem so bad, but bad enough to warrant a penalty, I guess.
Stransky, the chance to put the South African side back in front in the game. No problems this time for the ace goal kicker, Joel Stransky, and the Springboks now back in front, 8 points to 7, 16 minutes gone. All Blacks haven't had many attacking opportunities so far in the game. Andrews takes it in well. So important, those 50-50 balls to regain. Now Stransky's going to bang it away again. Cullen going across, but the kick's too good. Well, they gave considerable thought during the week to replacing Joel Stransky. Henry Hunneball is in the reserves, and it was only really confirmed today. There's some good work by Andrews.
Open the gap, please. More.
Seem to be some wide open spaces out there, Bernie.
Certainly is at this stage. Stransky having quite an influential part in the game, trying to use the ball, using it well.
Lovely take by Jones. Oh, they lost it, I think. Ole Brown lost it forward.
Stransky reading that the All Black wingers are perhaps up a little bit flat, trying to negate the running game and just punching the ball in behind and finding a lot of room. Here Jones takes the ball down. Ole Brown just pops it to him. Just wasn't maybe a little bit upright. He probably wanted to get in and drive on Ian Jones. He wasn't expecting the little pop pass.
Held by Teichmann.
Stay down.
Now Van der Westhuizen using Van Skeltweg back to Teichmann. Well rehearsed move. Didn't make them a lot of ground. Van der Westhuizen again popping the kick in behind Wilson. Good tactic once more. And he can't do much else. Well, they played Johan Roux because of his ability to kick. There hasn't been much wrong with the way Van der Westhuizen has kicked so far.
Certainly a tactic of theirs, isn't it, Grant? We had Roux doing it a lot in the last couple of tests, and here Van der Westhuizen doing exactly the same. I guess they've noted that the All Blacks do stand up flat, and there is room in behind to capitalise. If they kick well, as they have there, puts pressure on the All Blacks to kick the ball out.
Tromp, rather untidy. Kruger going back. Michael Jones getting through as well.
Back, stay back.
Fed away by Hendricks for Stransky. This is a tough one for Christian Cullen, but he does it easily in the end. Pushed it just a little bit too far to Joel Stransky. Zinzan Brook looking to restart quickly.
Always on the lookout for things, isn't he? Quick taps, quick 22 dropouts. Whatever's on, he's awake to it.
Orthodox kick out from Culhane. Oh no, not a man in front. That's the call.
These little mistakes will start to count against the All Blacks. It's keeping the pressure right on them.
I tell him.
Need to settle down and control the ball, do the simple things well, and get themselves out of the danger zone.
Wait, please, wait. I tell you. Yes, yes, yes. Near, please. Engage now. Don't push before. 10.
10 metres, All Blacks have to go back. Robin Brook made a tackle a bit early. The referee's playing an advantage. Carried on by Kruger. All Blacks under siege here. Van der Westhuizen. Stransky to Snyman. Well held by Culhane. Plenty of hands on the ball there. Oz Durant.
Stay back.
Tackle made by Ole Brown. There's the goal line just to the right. Van der Westhuizen. Stransky. And let's have a look.
Yes.
I think he's saying that Mark Andrews
Number 5.
accidentally got in front of Joel Stransky and took the All Black defence out of play.
But you pushed before.
Well, we call it shepherding in New Zealand. It's obstruction. Yes, he ran across in front.
Oh yes, certainly cleared it. He must have taken Michael Jones or Robin Brook out. cleared a bit of a path for Stransky.
Simon Culhane has kicked it out, but with no real distance in the kick. Well, the Springboks have come out really firing in the game. 21 minutes gone, 8-7 they lead, and this game coming to exclusively live on Sky. Robin Brook, good take. Low for Culhane. Gets a little more distance this time, but the All Blacks have to concede possession. They'll certainly concede the throw into the line-outs.
This position on the field, it forces the Springboks to play the game. They're in a position where they want to attack through the hands, I'd imagine. First of all, they need to win this ball at line-out time.
They'll look for Mark Andrews. Wonderful line-out forward that he is. Van Skelbeek lost it.
Knock on, please.
It's a sign of the pressure being exerted by both sides. The All Black defence getting up pretty quickly.
Engage.
Van Skelbeek just making the little error.
Zinzan off the back, away from Marshall. Away from Cullen to Wilson to show his pace. Now he can kick and chase. He leads the charge. Oh, Jeff Wilson, superb. Absolutely brilliant.
Has this man got skills or what? The speed of the man is unbelievable. He's left guys standing. Great scrum from the All Blacks to start it all off. And they worked the blind extremely well. Zinzan broke out to Marshall. Marshall running at the defence, straightening it up a little bit, timed his pass well, and Christian Cullen just flicked it outside to give Wilson room. Hendricks, the flyer, didn't make any inroads on Wilson, and a great little controlled chip kick, and it sits up beautifully for him. Look at, he's got yards on them. The skills of the man are immense.
Back to his very best form after being a little bit scratchy earlier in the tour. The kick on this occasion was appropriate. It set up beautifully. Jeff Wilson, the try.
I think that's the key, Grant, that he kicks when it was appropriate. And he picked his time well, and he's got him behind them, and he scored a great try.
Culhane gets it up nice and high. That's a lovely kick. That'll fill Simon Culhane with confidence. Jeff Wilson, 2 tries today. Just watch it again. Peter Hendricks can't stay with him. Andre Joubert can really hike too, but they're not on the hunt really. And Jeff Wilson gets his second. High kick out. Taken down by Zinzan. 14-8, what a test. Michael Jones, minus the headgear. All Blacks get there. Marshall, Culhane, they've got a few overlap here. Did he lose it forward? Went from one hand to the next, and I'm not sure the referee quite picked it up.
Knock on, please.
Well, that was certainly
Win one.
unfortunate that the passing wasn't quite accurate, because they had created room, and if they could have put it to hand. Here we see the quick hands, Walter Little giving it to Frank Bunce. Just didn't quite control it. It did go forward a little bit. The referee didn't pick that one. And the overhead pass just wasn't quite on.
Quick. Yes. Stay bound. Bound.
Teichmann.
Stay bound. In both sides. Not bound. You and the other side is the same.
Mr. Mene's English not too bad. Both the All Black flankers not remaining bound. Well, in fact, it's Zinzan on this side. Well, they look bound. The ball, well, it was a tough call.
I believe they're both bound there from what we see. The referee may have a different perspective down low, but certainly looked like both Cromfeld and Brook were in there. Didn't leave until the ball was picked up at the back by Teichmann. Never mind, the penalty's been given.
So Joel Stransky, who struck the ball beautifully so far, hit the upright firstly and then kicked the penalty. This time he sprayed it away to the right, well away to the right. Uh, 14 points to 8 it remains. Culhane, the big one. Joubert coming through at pace. 10-metre line, South African territory. Tackling is solid in midfield by the All Blacks. Van der Westhuizen, there's that little kick again. Cullen's hung back, but it's effective once more. Now you might notice very shortly, there's going to be a replacement. Cobus Visa is coming onto the field. Hunter Stratham is off already, the try scorer. There's Cobus Visa. The big man from Transvaal came on towards the end of the game last week. Two tries to one, 14 points to 8. 14 minutes remaining in the first half. This time Olo Brown takes it off Ian Jones. Marshall inside his 22. Clever little kick. Down for Peter Hendricks. All Blacks getting there very quickly. Box have it though. Strunsky. Joubert's in the line. Away across to Justin Swart. Bounces out of Osborne's tackle. Won't get out of Walter Little or Frank Bunce quite so easily. Very close to the line as Van der Westhuizen goes on. Handed back to Visa, gets his first touch. A 10 out from the 22 in All Black territory. Van der Westhuizen now. Joubert. All the important tackles being made. Strunsky. Swart again. Oh, into the All Black forwards. Might struggle to get that back. Sean Fitzpatrick getting a bit of a working over, and I think the touch judge is going to report that. I'll have to hang on a bit though. Van Skeltbeek. Oh, tackle, Frank Bunce. Boy, do they stay tackled. Van Skeltbeek get it up slowly. Away goes Glenn Osborne leading the charge. Ball loose, Hendricks. He fires it away. Wilson's after him. All Blacks all there. He'll have to release it. Kruger's offside.
I think a few of the Springboks came in offside then. Certainly from the side to try and control things.
They were a mile offside, those blokes. There's the report going in about the scraping on the back of Sean Fitzpatrick. I don't think the All Blacks are going to worry about it too much. They've got much better field position here. It's only a scrum, but really, Bertie, that should have been a penalty.
I think so, from what I could see, where the guys, the Springboks were coming in, definitely from the side in an offside position. They got away with it, but in saying that, the All Blacks are in a great position here to score perhaps a try, and a 7-pointer would be better than 3. Let's hope they get the scrum rock solid and weave some more magic. Here's the rucking incident, I think. Kruger pulling Fitzpatrick out of the way and climbing all over him, trying to get him out of there.
Well, there's no sign of a ball there. There it is now.
Sure.
Prime attacking position for the All Blacks.
Stay bound, please.
Marshall away for Cullen.
Sorry.
Cullen whistles past a couple. Back for Marshall. Strong run again. Support there from Kronfeld.
Too late. No.
Plenty of advice for the referee, but as you could hear him say, too late. They weren't able to take it to grounds.
Watch this offensive defence here from Mark Andrews. Josh Kronfeld struggling with the ball, and he just drives into him, puts him backwards. You nearly think that ball's on the ground there.
It's okay. Engage.
Couldn't be freed.
Engage.
10 minutes remaining in the first half.
Fight.
South Africa have one replacement on already, Cobus Visa. Van der Westhuizen looking for Stransky. Under a bit of pressure. Joel Stransky, 21st Test match today. Second behind Nas Botha in point scoring for the Springboks in Test matches. Two brilliant tries for Jeff Wilson. Excellent ball for the All Blacks. Culhane across to Little. Cullen. Lapse in concentration. Joubert, referee playing an advantage. I think he's played it now. 10-metre line in Springbok territory. Van der Westhuizen jabs a little kick forward, but it's no good. His preferred boot is the left boot.
Not happy with himself, Van der Westhuizen. Taking the advantage away from the Springboks and giving possession back to the All Blacks.
Sean Fitzpatrick to the short line out. Ian Jones easily up to Ole Brown. Breaking the first tackle, 10-metre line. Rolls nicely. Now Robin Brooke up for Kronfeld. Gets rid of it quickly for Little. Little goes for a long drop kick. He's well astray though. And Joubert going back. Wilson coming slowly up on him. And we go back to the 22.
I guess Walter didn't have too many options then. He got the ball at his feet, had a look up and thought, we might as well have a crack.
Stransky. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Down for Zinzan. Having a strong game again. Sets it well. Michael Jones standing off. He's got Kronfeld with him. Lays it well. Marshall again. Culhane fired it away. Cullen tried to get a hand on it. Swart. And they'll have to play the knock-on. Knock-ons from both sides. The All Blacks playing with real freedom. You wouldn't believe that this was a test match, Penny, that could create history. They're just playing it the way they normally play it.
Certainly are. The accuracy just not quite there with a bit of pressure on. Too many passes just being lobbed a little bit and going to ground. But you can feel, Grant, that if these passes went to hand, the Springboks would be stretched to the max.
Marius Herter, we've seen that blood coming through on the ear in most of the test matches on this side of the scrum. Henry Tromp. Quickly taken. Zinzan fires it away to Little. Now Bunce. Bunce trying to get outside. Schneemann does so. Wilson with another chance. Van Skeltbaker's there. Tries to bring it back in field. Popped away. Well, he got on the outside, Frank Bunce, of Andre Schneemann. And Wilson. Now look at the skill here of Zinzan Brook as he tried to scoop it off the ground.
Oh, I just couldn't quite get the pass to Walter Little. But it was certainly on. There's no one around Walter. But Frank Bunce on the outside at test level is not easy to do. And left Schneemann in his wake to give Wilson plenty of room on the outside.
Springboks have it. Van der Westhuizen again for Stransky. Couldn't do anything else really, Joel Stransky. All Blacks have fought back from an early try after 3 minutes. The try was scored by Anna Stratum. Six remaining. Not such a good throw. Michael Jones looking at the referee. Stransky gets another crack at it.
No, nothing to say, no.
Michael Jones wasn't happy there. I think he felt that his opposite number, Ruben Kruger, might have pushed him.
Open the gap. Open the gap. Relax. Open.
Springboks doing well on their own throw. The All Blacks have had a couple of miscues. Jones, so reliable. Robin Brooke gets assistance in the end from Brown. Now Culhane across for Bunce, sails through again. He's got the support. And Cullen sprinting. Can he get it away? Ball's been tipped up, and I think it came off a Springbok. Just didn't quite have the legs. Glenn Osborne was with him, but I think he backed himself, did Christian Cullen.
Well, you'd put money on Christian Cullen, 9 times out of 10 scoring from there. Schneemann pulling him down from behind with great effort. And just couldn't quite get the pass away to Glenn Osborne. He did back himself, just didn't quite come off. Once again, great break from Frank Bunce.
Stay bound.
Bunce has got the wood on his man. Now Marshall. Away for Brook to get into the gap. Zinzan Brook! Try! Third try of the half for the All Blacks. And John Hart's delighted.
Oh, well worked move from the All Blacks. We perhaps haven't seen that move for a year or two now. But the hole's just open. Watch Marshall run across. Walter Little come back on the cutback, which held the defence. Both Teichmann and Stransky, who just got a bit flat-footed and couldn't hold Zinzan Brook.
Brilliant move. Worked to perfection. And it meant that Zinzan Brook had to run at Joel Stransky, put him away easily. And another try for Zinzan Brook, his 15th in Test rugby. Culhane to add the icing onto the cake. He does that. 21 points to 8. The All Blacks with 3 converted tries. And we've got 3 minutes to go till half-time.
Well, that must put big Zinzan Brooks at about 5th on the Test try-scoring list with 15. He wouldn't be far away from that.
John Kerwin with 35, Terry Wright and Stu Wilson 19, Frank Bunce 17, Ian Kirkpatrick 16, then Zinni. Marshall, partially charged. Taken by Hendricks. Haven't seen much from Peter Hendricks in this series so far. Runs into some solid tackling. Another feature of the All Blacks play in this first half has been the tackling. Knocked on by Joubert.
Well, I get the feeling the South Africans perhaps are starting to panic a little bit. Just trying to force their passes. Just a little bit forced across field, all behind. Everyone's holding back. They're not running onto the ball freely. Then Van Schalkvac throwing a very low pass to Joubert, which he couldn't control.
Off the back goes Zinzan. Another move, this time involving Glenn Osborne. He makes some ground. All Blacks starting to play with real confidence now. Back for Marshall. Culhane. A timely push. Oh, just a bit far. Idea was very good. The box are standing very, very flat.
Yeah, they're keeping their box guessing. They're running it through the hands. They're running it wide. They're kicking them behind. Veering the play very well as Simon Culhane.
Man in the foreground is Josh Kronfeld. He's lost his boot.
Michael Jones also down. Just stretching perhaps a hamstring or knee. There's Kronfeld just doing the boot up again.
Hectic pace this game has been played at. We're almost at half-time. I mentioned to you before the game, Bernie, that one of these days this All Black team's going to score 6 or 7 tries in the Test match. And they've got 3 in the first half after that very bad setback early on.
They've certainly weathered the storm, haven't they? And now that they've done that, they've been able to put the pressure back on. Andrew Blower's there warming up for Michael Jones, who's back in the field of play now. They've been able to put the pressure back on the Springboks and score these tries. And let's hope they keep the pace of the game up, because then 6 or 7 tries would be realistic.
Henry Tromp to throw. Cobus Visa. Van der Westhuizen, that's the halfway line. Channeled there for Teichmann. No, in fact, it's Hendricks in the finish. Stransky. Oh, look at that tackle. Goodness gracious. I think it's going to be deemed to be too high.
Now I'd put my money on Michael Jones not going high. He certainly hits him up around the shoulder. He may have slipped up afterwards, I'm not sure. We'll hopefully see it again. There he comes. Well, yes, it was a bit high. Fair enough.
They took it quickly, and they may now just have a shot at goal just to settle everything down, the Springboks. May well be the last act of the first half. Joel Stransky. So at the very worst, the All Blacks are going to be 10 points ahead at half-time. At the moment, they're 13.
We haven't had a chance to speak much about altitude, But you'd probably want to have a 10 or 15 point cushion with 10 minutes to go perhaps, because I'm sure the boys will get tired. I'd like to think the South Africans will be too.
It was very interesting in Bloemfontein 3 weeks ago when Australia played South Africa. The team that was finishing the stronger was Australia. So the altitude didn't seem to be a factor for the visiting team on that occasion. Stransky from 45 metres. And he's got it. That is the last act of the first half. The penalty by Joel Stransky, but 2 tries by Jeff Wilson, 1 by Zinzan Brook, and the All Blacks lead at the break by 21 points to 11. Welcome back to Loftus Versfeld. Well, there we are. That's the story after the first 40 minutes of this Test match. 21 points to 11, 3 tries to 1, and the All Blacks looking good at this stage. Interesting, Bernie, I'm not sure that Andre Markgraf even went out to the Springboks at half-time. Certainly we just had a shot of him sitting down. I'm not sure that he even went out and talked to them.
I don't think he would have got a chance when we seen him sitting there. He wouldn't have had time perhaps to get out there, unless it was a brief word, but he certainly didn't look happy, Grant. Probably unsure what to say to the boys or how to get them right. Springboks with a big battle ahead, big 40 minutes for them to finish it off. The All Blacks look pretty confident, pretty composed. A lot of them talking to each other, keeping the confidence up in each other, wanting to play the game, wanting to play it well.
Didier Mene checks with the Springboks, and we're set to go now in the second half of the second test at Loftus. Taken down by Cobus Visa. He's the replacement player. The Boks will give it all they can in the first 10 minutes of the second half, no doubt. The All Blacks will have to weather a storm, one would imagine. Back for Stransky. The nudge downfield is not going to be out. Into the arms of Zinzan Brook. Big pass across to Cullen. Cullen unleashes a lovely kick. That's a beauty. Joubert can't do much about that. Throws it quickly to Teichmann. Cullen gets up quickly. And Teichmann does well. That's a terrific kick.
Well, this Gary Teichmann's a very, very good young footballer. He's got skills to burn. Great athlete.
Ian Jones doing a sterling job at the line out on the first half of the All Blacks. Mark Andrews has gone back to Markham. There's Cobus Visa at 2 against Robin Brook. Sean Fitzpatrick telling the referee the ball slipped. So they'll try that again. You can't balk, of course. Down for Jones. Robin Brook tries to make a metre or so. Marshall for Calhane. Joubert read that well. Somehow it's going to get into the game, Andre Joubert. Frank Bunce shadows him back beautifully. Now Walter Little could open up here for the All Blacks. Long pass for Ian Jones. Thumped down on a big tackle. All Blacks have got it back though. Marshall. Joubert is turned. Now Wilson's coming very quickly. Didn't knock it forward. No, he didn't. And Joubert bails it out over the sideline. I reckon he threw it out over the sideline. Yes, he did. What's Cullen going to do? I think they better hang on and go for goal. Fitzpatrick says yes. Yes, I think Joubert, he bailed out. He earthed it over the touchline. There was no one else around. What do you reckon, Bernie?
Well, a great chase from both Cullen and Wilson. And yeah, I think Joubert just slipped the ball between his legs out over the sideline.
The referee was quite emphatic about it. The touch judge was there signalling the line out. Simon Calhane. This will be a big three-pointer for the All Blacks if they can score first in the second half. Lovely kick from Calhane. His first penalty of the day. And the All Blacks out to 24 points to 11. 3 minutes gone in the second half.
Certainly important for the All Blacks to score first in the second half, which they've done. Now it's a matter of keeping that momentum up.
Jones goes up, and they were a bit early on Ian Jones.
Ian Jones having plenty to say. Sean Fitzpatrick just calming things down. Obviously dangerous attacking someone in the air. Ian Jones taking exception, but it's important that the boys keep their cool.
Spiralling kick by Culhane. Well, the Box will be becoming frustrated shortly. It's a well-disciplined All Black team.
So important when the frustration sets in, the niggling starts, the All Blacks become even more disciplined. Keep to themselves and just keep playing football.
24 points to 11. I might have said 24 to 8. It's 24 to 11. Kick made by Walter Little. Good tactics by Walter Little. That Bernie, while we get the opportunity here, just a quick word of congratulations to the Taranaki rugby team.
Yeah, big win apparently. We heard last couple of minutes have taken the shield back down to Taranaki. Good on you, boys.
Teichmann, and penalty against the All Blacks this time.
The line out.
Big Cobus visa. Andre Joubert on his favourite left boot. Henry Tromp here with the throw. It was against the All Blacks in the line-out. Well, I don't know. It was against the All Blacks, but
Ian Jones, I think, hooked his arm around Cobus Visa.
well taken by Andre Fenter. Durant, breakdown at the back of the line-out. Springboks have recovered reasonably quickly, though. Let's see if they can get it back. Yes, they have. Way for Van Skeltbeek. Now Visa. He's a huge man, Cobus Visa. 8 metres on the All Black side of halfway. Van der Westhuizen. Gary Teichmann, and
Stop!
a fair bit going on in there.
Stop! I whistle. Listen to the whistle.
Ruben Kruger wasn't very happy.
Nothing. Offside. Offside only. Please, when I whistle, stop fighting. I whistle for you. Yes, but you want I change the kick?
Plenty of conversation here between the referee and Gary Teichmann as we look at Sean Fitzpatrick. The upshot of it all, though, is that Joel Stransky will kick the goal. Here's Teichmann running it up. I think he got Fitzpatrick there for offside. Nothing more than that. Joel Stransky from a long way out. It's up nice and high, and he's pulled it away. Culhane unleashes the big kick. Down for Joubert. All Blacks have got a bit of depth here as they wait for Joubert to do something. He does nothing. He runs into Frank Bunce. Now Kruger. Away for Hendricks. Tackled by Wilson. Carried on Van der Westhuizen. Bit of a scuffle over the line there by Bunce and Van Skeltbeek. 21-year-old in his third test match against Frank Bunce. 34 and a half in his 42nd. There's Justin Swart. Hendricks and Swart between them have played in 19 test matches, and they've got a 2 tries. Bit of a contrast to the way the All Blacks played out wide. Robin Brook, that'll be against the Springboks. Well, it ought to be. Taken quickly by Zinzan Brook. Pops it up for Michael Jones. He in turn gives it to Kronfeld. Again, Robin Brook getting involved. There it is for Marshall. Away for Kronfeld to have another crack at them. Now Culhane into the wide open spaces. Good kick. Really heading down towards the goal line. What a lovely kick, Simon Culhane. He didn't time some of them in the first half, but that's a telling blow.
Certainly what the All Blacks needed. Played quite a bit of the second half in their own territory and needed to get out. A couple of quick rucks from the All Blacks. Culhane under a bit of pressure puts in a great kick, seen the wide open spaces, and they put the All Blacks back down on attack where they need to be. Keep this pressure right on them.
All Blacks tending to run the ball more than the Springboks. They've got much more confidence in their backs. The way that Frank Bunce has waltzed past Andre Schneemann twice, it's no wonder. Tromp, another whistle.
The same.
Well, the lineouts are a bit of a shambles today. This time it was number 5, Robin Brook.
Same fault.
Joubert. Down for Osborne, again missing touch. Glenn Osborne keen to run it back. Marshall. Kronfeld. Head down. Quite happy to take the Springboks on, set up a few extra rucks. Popped up by Jones for Marshall. Playing an advantage here. Well, almost audacious play by the All Blacks.
Perhaps just getting a little bit too fancy, Grant. They had control of the ball. They weren't making inroads, but they had control.
Wait for me, please.
Just maybe a little bit too fancy when maybe needed to be targeted again or moved wider.
Up.
Now we get a chance to have a look at Ostirant and Olo Brown.
Straight. The same.
The referee doesn't mind getting in there and mixing a middle, does he, Grant?
No, he's only a wee bloke. Didier Menet from France.
Come on.
Van der Westhuizen. Joubert.
Certainly a better kick from Joubert. Put the box hard on attack now. All Black throwing, vital that they win this. Look after position, control it, and use it wisely.
11 minutes gone in the second half. This match coming to you exclusively live on Sky. 24-11, the All Blacks lead. Robin Brook. Marshall pumps it away. Good kick again by Justin Marshall. There's no question the ball travels a lot further at altitude, and Justin Marshall got plenty of oomph behind that one. I'll be quite happy to play on this side of the field for a while in the shadows. Well, listen to the call in the background. An enormous contingent of New Zealand supporters. Andre Fenter, good line-out work by him. Here's Durant going back with Michael Jones after him. Great work by Jones. He went back 10 metres. Durant was able to turn the right way. Now Stransky, the inevitable kick.
The Springboks may have to think about their tactics now. They are playing to the corners all the time with Stransky and Joubert, but they're just giving the ball back to the All Blacks. The All Blacks are controlling it at this stage and getting back up to halfway. So the game for the Springboks is going nowhere. They need to bury it if they want to get back in this game.
Ian Jones, supreme in the lineouts today. Marshall punches the little one in behind. All Blacks coming through, putting pressure on. Van der Westhuizen. Taken out by Teichmann. Now Van der Westhuizen. Joubert. Oh. Smack into a couple, including Michael Jones. Robin Brooke got there too. Visa away for Stransky. Early tackle, I think, or maybe offside. Number 7, Josh Kronfeld it is. It's right on halfway, as you can see.
Offside.
And some debate as to whether it's worth a shot at goal.
We didn't see where Josh Kronfeld came from then, but he was the one that was picked out. Unlucky because the All Black defence has been sound. They'd put the pressure on and would have got the scrum put in. Instead they find themselves about 35 out with the Springboks to throw in.
Henry Tromp of Northern Transvaal. Just his second test match at 29 years of age. Andrews has gone way to the back. Too far for him though. Kronfeld did well. It's there for the All Blacks. Marshall for Culhane. Bunce. Away goes Frank Bunce. It could open up over here. Kruger's chasing him. Pops it up for Fitzpatrick. But they reckon it's forward.
Not here.
Yes. Well, that could have opened up into something a little bit more than it did.
One of the Springboks is prone. Let's have a look and see who's missing.
Calling for a substitute anyhow. Number 8, Teichmann, is it?
Gary Teichmann. Oh, he's got a cut on the head. As we look at Frank Bunce. Good chase by Kruger. Forced him to go even wider.
Walter Little just, Michael Jones back on the inside, had a bit of room, but the pass, you just see it drifting forward there. Perhaps a metre or so.
It's a bad cut too for Gary Teichmann. It's enabled Wayne Fyvie of Western Province to get onto the park.
Straight. Engage.
Springbok ball.
Stay bound.
Van der Westhuizen. Useful little kick. Cullen.
The All Blacks had to do a lot of defending the last couple of minutes. Haven't really managed to get their hands on the ball and put pressure on. Just making the real mistakes. Playing a lot of the game around about their own 22-metre mark.
16 gone in the second half. Henry Tromp, just one of many hookers the Boks have used in recent years. Mark Andrews. At 15 metres away, Oz Durant runs into a brick wall. Buck. It's there. Now Tromp. Dragged down with a good tackle. Now Kruger. There's the goal line. It's only 5 metres away. Van der Westhuizen. Durant it is. Taken down immediately. Van der Westhuizen to Visa. They get behind him. Very close. Joubert's in there helping out the fullback. Trying to turn it over. They'll take the penalty. And maybe the All Blacks will be happy to concede the penalty too. Well, it doesn't look as though they're going to kick the goal. Desperation time for the Springboks. They want the 7 points. Ruben Kruger's probably the acting captain at the moment. Now they drive at the All Blacks. Getting close to the goal line, yes! Ruben Kruger it is. Popular try at Pretoria, the local boy.
You'd have to say that's a good decision from Kruger. Look how tight the Springboks pack is here. He's got all behind the All Blacks in 6s and 7s scattered across, trying to pull them around. Springboks just stayed tight, with numbers in behind the ball, and ended up scoring quite an easy try.
So Joel Stransky could get the Springboks right back into this. Ruben Kruger with his second test try came at a very important time in the game. All Blacks driven under by the Springboks. 6-point margin. Oh, it didn't go 10 metres.
I'd like to see that again. It wasn't a bad little kick-off from Culhane. Michael Jones onto it in a flash. Brought it very close to the line. Henri Tromp just not at the scrum at the moment. We'll wait for him to rejoin the pack. Just a little bit injured.
Yes, he's struggling, the big hooker. There he is down on his haunches. Oh, it looks like a shoulder too, and that's no good in the front row.
Andre Markgraf going down to the sideline to talk to James Dalton. He looks very nervous, actually.
James Dalton there. He's the reserve hooker.
Yes. Bless the line. Engage.
The All Blacks have just gone off the boil a wee bit in the last 10 minutes.
Don't push before. Engage. Up.
Well, they're making the little mistakes, Grant, that are starting to hurt them dearly. Just get back to the simple things and do it well.
Fyvie goes off the back. Teichmann still off the field. Taken on by Fenter. Now Kruger. Much better tackling by the All Blacks. They drove him back. Van der Westhuizen. Oh, the ball almost fell for Joel Stransky. Still going. Van der Westhuizen. What a comeback from the Springboks. Let's have a look at this bounce here. Who got their hand on it? Cullen goes after it. Stransky gets on a hand on it. Well, was there a knock on? Joubert got a hand on it, and it was Jes van der Westhuizen who scored the try. The All Blacks might be a bit worried about the knock on, but the try is given. And if Stransky can convert this, the Boks are back in front.
A timely try by Van der Westhuizen. The crowds come alive in the last couple of minutes. And why wouldn't they? There's a real game on the hands of the All Blacks now. They just haven't really been in it. Simon Culhane in behind the post. You won't be able to see him at this stage, but he's got a sore wrist by the look of it. Ian Abercrombie, the physio, looks to the sideline to take him off. The kick misses. John Preston about to take the field by the look of things.
Van der Westhuizen picked it up after it had gone loose. He got the try okay. 24 points to 23. They were grovelling around on the ground after it, including Culhane, and I think Simon Culhane's off. And it's going to be John Preston to come onto the field. Now, John Preston, of course, came on in '92 at Ellis Park and played a cracker. At halfback, of course, on that particular day. But he's going in, he's slotting in at first 5'8". It's his first run in this position on tour. And I guess he'll be taking the goal kicks as well.
Big job on John Preston now to get the All Blacks back in the game. It'll be up to him to control the moves, call the shots, try and keep the pressure on the Springboks and down in their quarter.
Olo Brown. Well, Justin Marshall appealed for it, and the referee agreed with him. So now Preston, well, talk about pressure coming on in a game like this. He was an All Black first 5'8" back in '91 at the World Cup. He hasn't had much experience in that position since. And suddenly, he's thrust into the Battle of Pretoria, and he's also asked to do the goal kicking. Well, he kicked brilliantly at Port Elizabeth about 10 days ago.
I'm sure John Preston will be used to this pressure. Very, very good goal kicker. Vital kick for the All Blacks with about 16 left on the clock. The cheer goes up from the crowd.
Gets it underway. Oh, what a great kick. John Preston. The All Blacks have a 4-point cushion.
Well, 4 points won't be enough. They'll need to control the ball at kick-off time and get back down the other end of the field.
He's not an inexperienced test player, is he?
Henry Trop has just left the field, sorry, and James Dolan's come on. Teichmann really into the field again. Yeah, sorry, Grant, John Preston's been around a little while, plenty of experience. I'm sure he'll soak up this atmosphere.
So the kick-off, taken down by Brook. Throws himself at the opposition, Zinzan-Brook. Ball's there, Kronfeld, up for Jones. Taking it wide whenever they can. Craig Downs. Electric atmosphere now. 4-point margin for the All Blacks. Marshall away for Preston. And he gives it a good thump. 8th test match for John Preston. He's not exactly inexperienced. But as in '92 in the one-off test at Ellis Park, a lot is being asked of him. So there's James Dalton, been in and out of the Springbok team. He's been a very controversial figure. One of the players who was suspended during the World Cup last year. And in fact, in the World Cup final, Chris Rousseau was the Springbok hooker. Cobus Visa gets up. There it is now. Away for Stransky. Van Schalkwyk intercept. Michael Jones. Can he go all the way? I don't think so. He's going to go to ground and try and set it up. Now Preston. All Blacks walking over the top of it. No penalty.
Oh, he's calling a hand in there. How unfortunate for the All Blacks. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite get to Michael Jones when he broke through. What a timely try that would have been. We'll see if we can see a hand come through. Oh, there's a hand across the top. Josh Kronfeld and pulling it back.
Certainly wasn't on his feet. Gary Teichmann, who's been in the wars today. Gilbert, meantime, has slammed it out. We've got 13 minutes remaining. It's another nail-biter coming to you exclusively live on Sky. 4-point lead for the All Blacks. So James Dalton, Andrews, Stransky looked a bit forward to Teichmann. Van der Westhuizen. Too big. No, he's playing an advantage.
Offside. cross side.
Oh, the little things are counting against the All Blacks now. Just when a break goes their way, with Van der Westhuizen kicking out on the full. Oh, here's another one that's mistouched. Maybe the tide is turning.
Christian Cullen. Oh dear, he's just going out too, I think. Nervous times now for both teams. 12 minutes.
Springboks have a new lease of life. They're keeping the ball in the hand and driving through the forward pack. Now boys perhaps a little bit upright, a little bit disjointed, not in behind each other.
Tipped by Ian Jones into the arms of Dalton. Fitzpatrick wants to get him over the touchline if he can. Hasn't managed it though. Teichmann. Away from Visa to Stransky. Snyman. Nothing for him in midfield. Fenter did well though.
Shot, please.
Now what's happening here? The whistle's gone.
Don't speak.
Little knock on.
Yes.
Another All Black's gone down. Robin Brooke, is it? No, Ian Jones.
Ian Jones, such a vital member of the side, especially now with about 11 to go. That's vital that he's on the field to win that ball when we need to.
Gary Teichmann working it clear. The box tried to go through midfield. Nothing there for them though.
Wait for the ball. Engage.
Good solid scrum. Brooke. Pumping tackle. Well, he's called it a knock on.
Schneeman's missed a few tackles today, but he was up there quick then. The All Black scrum not quite rock solid. Zinzan Brooke having trouble getting it to Marshall, which gave Schneeman the chance to get up and make an offensive tackle.
Ian Jones still in trouble. This will be a big blow for the All Blacks. Yes, the rock on. Marshall knocked it on. Ian Jones, I think, wants to carry on.
Engage.
Blair Larson will be his replacement if required. Off the back goes Teichmann. Another penalty.
You play on the ground, you two not. The tackle must be on his feet. 2 foot.
Now Josh Kronfeld's in trouble too. Now we've got Ian Jones leaving the field. See him reeling away there, Kronfeld. He's players all over the place here. So Ian Jones, that's a sad sight at his 57th Test match to have to leave the field. Kronfeld's in real trouble.
That's the end of the day for Josh Kronfeld. Andrew Blower's about to come on.
To lose Kronfeld and Ian Jones in the space of 30 seconds, and of course Simon Culhane as well. So it'll mean a second Test cap for Andrew Blowers. Blair Larson's experienced. He's been through 16 test matches before. Now Stransky. Well, there's a history at Pretoria of high-scoring test matches. This is no exception.
Sorry, Grant, I was just going to say that I felt a lot more comfortable at half-time than I do now. Let's hope the boys pick it up.
Jeff Wilson has to drop out. Springboks, they get it away to Joubert. Good tactic, strong on his left boot. Now the All Blacks have to dig very deep. They've got Ian Jones on the sideline. They'll have to find someone else to do the jumping. A lot of onus on the captain to get it right with the throw. Blair Larson's in there. Robin Brooks at the back. 6 minutes on the clock. I suspect more time though. Robin Brooke does a great job. Now the All Blacks go in and support him. Leaving it behind for Marshall. Preston. Andrew Blowers. Tackling has been very solid. Well,
the same thought that here, the same. You play, you
just on the All Black side of halfway.
Shut up, please.
Probably too far for John Preston, but let's see what he thinks.
Give Goldie a kick.
I just hear Fitzpatrick saying give Goldie a kick, give Jeff Wilson a chance, but John Preston thinks it's within his range. Why not have a go?
Well, he very confidently went and got the ball, John Preston, as the Springboks piled all over the top of this. Not noted for his ability to kick long distances, but we're at altitude. Let's see what he can come up with. He'll get the distance all right, and it's straight. Tremendous.
Well, we talk about the pressure at test level. John Preston coming on in an unusual position, having to kick goals like that. Total confidence of the man.
Well, it forces the box to get a try. Penalty won't do it, not one anyway. High from Stransky. Tipped down on the All Black side. Controlled by the captain. Away for Preston. He's done absolutely nothing wrong, John Preston. Four minutes, according to the big clock. There may be time added on. There's been a few injuries. James Dalton. Cobus Visa. Just on the All Black side of halfway. Marius Herter. All Blacks desperate to get him near the touchline. James Dalton again. Smashed by Andrew Blowers.
Stay back. Stay back.
Now Stransky. Looking wide for Joubert. There's a bit of a gap, but he went the wrong way. Kruger got there quickly. They had an opportunity out wide. Now Van der Westhuizen. Stretching Cullen. Gets back well. Down to Andre Venter. And he knocked it on. That was a highly significant piece of the game.
Yes, could have been a crucial mistake by Cullen. But Venter has made the little knock on, given the All Blacks just a bit of room to control the ball and get out of here. Engage.
Very much a rearranged All Black scrum now with Blair Larson in there, Andrew Blowers on the side. John Preston, remember, at first 5'8". They'll be happy to eat up the time now, the All Blacks. 4-point margin, 30-26.
Stay bound. Stay bound.
Marshall. got in there and made the challenge. All Blacks in control of this one. There it is. Marshall up for big Craig Dowd straight ahead. All Blacks roll over the top of it. Marshall down. There was a knock on, I think.
Yes, not. Is unintentional offside.
Well, he says unintentional offside.
It's offside. Not good.
It did somehow go back in. 2 minutes running time. Up the back. Fyvie, he's back on the field. Van der Westhuizen. Solid tackling all round by the All Blacks. Swart going backwards.
Great pressure from the All Black defence. When there was a bit of a hole on the inside and the South Africans weren't there to exploit it, and the All Blacks got there in numbers and kept the pressure right on.
Straight, please.
Let's hope they can control this ball now. About a minute on the clock. The All Blacks in a position on the field where they want to be.
Justin Marshall with the feed. Zinzan Brook holding. Eating up some time again. Brook away from Marshall. No one there to take it off him. Flick down. Brook has it again. Frank Bunce. Good strength shown by Bunce. 22-metre line. Marshall again. Maybe thinking about a drop kick. Zinzan Brook. Drop kick. And he's got it! Zinzan Brook. Can you believe it?
Oh, what a play from the big fella. Look at him out the middle of the track. Straight down. No doubt about it. That's sewn up the game, hopefully, for the All Blacks.
He did it at Cape Town against England in the semi-final. He's done it again. Play continues. 33-26. Springboks need a converted try to draw the test match. Van der Westhuizen. James Dalton. Robin Brook makes the tackle on him. They'll throw everything at it now. Fyvie. Penalty. They have to keep it going. Now Ruben Kruger. Taken down by Craig Dowd. The ball was there. The All Blacks got it and tried to claim it.
No, release the ball.
It's there. Now Joubert nudging the kick ahead for Van Schalkwyk. Everybody's looking at the referee. Minus 1 minute showing on the clock. So we're in injury time now.
Well, we know it's going to be a hectic last couple of seconds or minutes or whatever it may be. The Springboks will throw everything at the All Blacks.
They've got the line out. They probably have to do it through the forwards.
Hey. Back.
Van der Westhuizen. Stransky. Van Schalkwyk. Joubert was in. They get it away wide to Swart. Back he comes. They've got numbers. That's a Shepherd. Kruger. Hit him with everything. Fenter. Now Dalton up to Ulsteront. They're only 5 metres out from the goal line. They get another penalty. They take it quickly. Van der Westhuizen, he's out. But they've already taken the penalty. So they'll take it again. All Blacks not 10. Now, they must keep it in the forwards here. It's worked already once. Can the All Blacks keep them out? Here they go. Again, they get in low. Another go at it. Still short of the line. Ball's up, says Justin Marshall. And that's it!
Oh, yes!
They've done it! It's all over. The first All Black team toured here in 1928. And since then, 4 other sides have tried to break the hoodoo and failed. But today, Sean Fitzpatrick, John Hart and the All Black team have created rugby history. New Zealand has at last won a test series in South Africa. Just look at them. Absolutely shattered.
Oh, look at the boys all in there together. What a historic moment. Patting on the back, they don't want to go anywhere. They're still trying to get up off the ground. Olo Brown's still down. He's all right, he's just tired.
Very emotional moment for the All Blacks. Just look at them, they're still on the goal line.
Well, they're happy, but they're tired, aren't they, Grant? Even too happy to raise a smile, some of them.
Absolutely had it.
Sean Fitzpatrick, look at the look on his face.
Jeff Wilson, 2 superb tries. It's been a long time coming, and the All Blacks of 1996 have finally done it. But boy, wasn't it tough in the last minute or so of the game. And now they're going to go and salute the vast number of Kiwi supporters across on the far side of the field.
Well, we talk about being tough in the last couple of minutes, but really the whole of the second half, you could say, almost belonged to the South Africans. They got a new lease of life at half-time and they came out firing. And they kept the All Blacks under enormous pressure. In fact, got in front. All Blacks had to dig deep to get out of it. And then the last couple of minutes, the onslaught was there. And the All Blacks just had to tackle and tackle and tackle. And I'll be proud of them. Look at the penguin suits up there.
Thousands of Kiwi supporters. A lot of them, for a lot of them, this was the trip of a lifetime. And they've been rewarded. Sean Fitzpatrick, 82 test matches, 42 as captain, and up goes the Taranaki side, and how appropriate is that?
It'll be the biggest night in New Plymouth for a long time, won't it?
If it hasn't been already, it'll continue, no doubt. But what a wonderful moment. The All Blacks are so shattered, they're going to struggle to celebrate for a while. And I think we might just hang on a moment. John Hart, Ross Cooper and Gordon Hunter coming out to meet the All Blacks. And this will be an emotional meeting too, I'm sure. So wonderful scenes at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria. They really had to dig deep today. They looked comfortable at half-time, Bernie, 21-11. But the Boks, as we expected they would, came back. And 1 or 2 guys got on the field today and had to play their part. Blair Larson there, Craig Dowd, big day for Justin Marshall. He's a new All Black, really. But what about John Preston? He's another one. Came on, kicked the goals that mattered.
Well, you can take your hats off to each and every one of them. They've all played a part. Played some great rugby. 1 to go, obviously, next week. Here's a look at the reserves here. Oh, this is tremendous stuff.
What a moment for John Hart. Michael Jones, who's been an All Black since 1987. Huge disappointment last year to not have won the World Cup, but they've certainly come back this year and compensated for that by becoming the first All Black side to win a test series in South Africa. There it is in black and white, if you like. 33 points to 26, 3 tries apiece. And look at that drop kick at the bottom, Zin Zandbroek. What a player he is. So there it is from Loftus. The All Blacks have beaten the Boks 33 points to 26.